Hey, what's going on guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be showing you my ultimate performance guide for Windows 10. I'm going to show you all the settings that I use when I do a fresh install of Windows. So basically what I normally start off with is the PC settings. I normally just change the system notifications and turn them all off because sometimes it interferes with the game, and I don't like that when Windows likes to interfere, like Microsoft Hotmail or any other thing likes to interfere, like Xbox also interferes with it as well, so I like to turn all that off. Next I go to tablet mode and make sure that when I sign in I'm using desktop mode, and when the device automatically switches tablet mode on or off, I click do not ask or do not switch. Since we are using a tablet, I make sure that all of this is turned off and make sure it's only using desktop mode. Next thing I normally change is multitasking. This is personal preference, you can change this to whatever you would like. I usually just leave everything else on, and then when I snap window, show what I can snap next to it, I make sure that is turned off. So after that we can just go back, go onto the gaming tab, make sure game bar is turned off. You do not want this using. It's terrible, the quality is not even that brilliant even when you are recording. Just use NVIDIA GeForce as recording program, or just use AMD's recording program. Usually these two are usually better than just using Windows' own software, and this can also interfere with games as well. Some games even telling you to turn this off if you have any problems, so I usually just turn this off as it is. I also make sure game DVR is off so it's not recording anything. I do not want to have anything to do with like Windows' recording system on any of my games. I'd rather just use my own program, which I normally just use GeForce Experience, sorry. Next thing I normally do is make sure True Play is off. You do not want this on as well, so I'll just turn that off, and then we can exit out of this. So my next step, what I normally do is download a program called CPU Core Packing. I will leave this in the description for you to download. And basically what this does is it lets your CPU use all of its cores at its full potential. Sometimes what Windows likes to do is park the cores until it's like fully needed. What I normally do is unpack all my cores and make sure that every single core on the list is enabled. So just make sure that all of these are enabled. Core packing index is at 100, turbo boost index 100, and frequency scale index is at 100, and then click apply. You will notice that my system power plan is on ultimate performance, so this is debatable if it actually makes any difference, but I will show you how to use the ultimate performance, and then you'll be able to use this as your system power plan. So what you have to do to get the ultimate performance is basically go to the Windows at the bottom, find Windows PowerShell, and basically right click it and run as administrator. And then what you're going to do is copy in the text in the description, and then you're basically going to paste it in and then click enter, and it's going to say power scheme GUID, all these numbers and ultimate performance, and you can just click off that. And then if you go to power options, you will find that you will have now an ultimate performance tab. So what you need to do is make sure that is little circle is on top of that. You can close out of that, make sure your system is on ultimate performance, everything is at 100%, and click apply. Make sure everything is applied and everything is enabled, and then you are done from there. If you're really looking for the best performance and you don't care about appearance, basically just type in performance, and you will find adjust the appearance and performance of Windows. So you're going to click that, and then basically you can either let Windows choose for the best for my computer. I like to just leave this as it is because I prefer to make it look nice when I'm moving around, or you can have adjust for best performance and click apply, and basically it will just do everything out in the best it can do just for performance. As you can see, it's not sliding around, it just jumps around compared to using apply. Standard Windows thing where it just changes around. I like to leave this as it is, but if you're just looking for the best performance all out, make sure that you click just for best performance, and then you can click OK when you've done that. So my next step is a very simple step. It's just basically updating and make sure that all the updates of your graphics cards, GPU, everything is updated. So make sure that you're up to date on the Windows updates. Go onto your graphics cards drivers, make sure that GeForce is updated. So I have GeForce Experience. You can download this from here, or you can download AMD's from their site. So you can just basically download your graphics card, which one you have, and then make sure that you've got the latest drivers for it. My way is just using GeForce Experience, check for updates. There's no updates so far, so I'm alright with that. And also you can go and find your motherboard. So mine is an Asus Maximus VII. Here's a website for my motherboard. Usually you just click support, and then drivers and tools, and then just click your OS and make sure that everything that you have is all up to date. I usually just download all this, the latest updates from here. Make sure that you've got all the latest updates, and even the BIOS updates, because sometimes this can make a difference as well. If there's a better BIOS to download, you can also download this and see if it will make any difference in performance issues, because usually it's either the motherboard, CPU or GPU that will have issues, and sometimes this can fix these issues. So it's worth a try. Just make sure everything's fully updated, and you should be good to go. What you need to do is right click on your desktop and you will see that you have a NVIDIA control panel or AMD Catalyst, depending on what you use. This will be different for AMD, but this is what I get on NVIDIA, so I can't really help you with AMD, so I'm very sorry for that, but this is what you get for NVIDIA. Manage 3D settings, I just leave everything on auto so far until we scroll down and go to power management. Make sure that is on prefer maximum performance, and I also make sure that threaded optimization is on, so you make sure that is on as well. Some people do say that this helps as well, but I did notice that this is terrible for me. I was getting stutters. It was faster because it's supposed to reduce latency in games, so what this usually does is just like your mouse movement should be a lot faster in games, which in a way it is, but it's very negotiable. It's not really noticeable. Well, I don't feel like it's that noticeable, and I feel like I get better FPS. Usually the 3D settings is usually set to 3, but I just usually just leave it just to let it do its own thing because it knows best. So then you can just click apply, and I'm going to go to change resolution. Definitely make sure that you are using your max refresh rate that your monitor can achieve. Mine's 75Hz, yours maybe only 60, maybe 120, maybe 144, 240. Definitely make sure that it's the highest it can go, and then click apply. Also make sure that you are using your highest resolution as well. Then underneath you will see that this is using the default color settings. Make sure you use the NVIDIA color settings. Make sure this is on 32. Make sure you're on RGB. Output color depth, this may be 8 or 10. If you can do 10, do it, why not, may as well. And also make sure output dynamic range is on full and not unlimited. You definitely don't want this on limited because this will not give you the best colours. The blacks will look grey compared to them looking like true blacks. They'll just look a lot greyer. I'd also just like to add, if you go to adjust desktop size and position, your performance scale will probably be set to display. I like to use mine on GPU because I feel like it does a better job than the display does, but it's up to you. Choose which one you would like. I don't feel like this makes any difference in FPS, but it may like look better, so I prefer to use the GPU instead of the display. I usually just click apply on that. And also if you go to adjust video color settings, this will be set to with the video player settings. Make sure it's on with the NVIDIA settings, and then go to advanced and make sure dynamic range is on 0 to 255. You don't want it on limited or it'll look very grey compared to the full RGB, and then you can click apply on that as well. So if you also download a program called MSI AFTERBURNER, this is usually an overclocking for your GPU, but you don't have to use it for overclocking. So what you're going to usually get is you're going to get your graphics card, your driver version, and it'll tell you like your temperature of your GPU and everything. You can overclock. I have a set profile for overclocking, which you can just basically overclock your GPU, but if you do not want to do that, just make sure that your power limit is on 111. Yours may go higher, just make sure it's maxed out and then click apply, and also make sure that apply overclocking at system startup. This isn't going to overclock anything, this is just going to let your GPU use more power than it's currently intended for, so it can basically just push out more frames and better FPS in general. This is not going to make a massive difference, but it's still more FPS for nothing, so you may as well use it. So the next step is to declutter your hard drive. So what you can do from here is type in defrag and optimize drives, and basically make sure that all your drives are defragged and run faster than normal. Usually this does help and clears up clutter on your hard drive to make it more organized and runs a lot faster than it did before. So you just click analyze and it'll do its thing, and then you can click optimize. So this may take a while to defrag itself, may take an hour, may take half an hour, depending on how much is on your computer. So just let it do its thing and it'll pass and go through its thing. You won't be able to do this on SSDs because they're fast enough as they are, so they don't really need like fiddling with a lot. So just you won't be able to do that with that anyway. So if you do have a hard drive with a lot of stuff on it, and just let it do its thing. As you can see, mine's already done because I don't really have much on it as it is, only a few games on it, and then you can close out of that. The next thing you can also do to free up space is type in disk cleanup and click OK, and then make sure you are clicking on clean up system files. So as you can see, I have a few files here. There's not many, but sometimes what Windows does is when you're doing updates, it saves the updates in a file, and you can have like 5 to 6 gig of just updates or Windows updates, 10 to 20 odd gig. This will definitely save you space on your hard drive, and it'll definitely get rid of all them crappy files that are on your whole computer. So definitely make sure that you do this once every like week or month or whenever you want to do it. Then click OK and then delete files. So the next thing I normally do to load up the system a lot faster is go to your task manager. At the bottom you can right click and click task manager, go to startup, and then you're going to have all these things. So as you can see, half of mine are disabled, and then like my antivirus is enabled and a lot of other things. So what you can do is just right click and click enable. So if I want Spotify to load when I've just started up my computer, I can click enable, or I can right click it and click disable. Depending on what programs you've got, I usually disable a lot of them, like Adobe, Creative Cloud, uTorrent. I'll leave Classic Shell as this is my starting program. Giazzo, make sure that's disabled. Logitech, Windows. I don't want any of this loading up. I only want the necessaries like Razer for my mouse and Steam and basically my antivirus. That's all I really need to start up. So you can basically turn off any of these stupid things that are basically launching in the background. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go to command prompts. Right click and make sure it's running as administrator. We're going to copy this in, and what this is going to do is it's going to check all your system32 files and basically make sure that all the files are all correct. There's no damaged files. This can definitely affect performance in case there's something wrong with the system. What this is going to do is it's going to check everything, and if there is a problem, it's going to basically get them files and fix the problem. This may take a little bit. It doesn't look like it's going to take too long, but just leave it to do its thing, and when it's finished we'll get on to the next step. It's also going to do the exact same thing pretty much, but it's going to do it in a larger scale and pretty much check that everything is working. Just let it do its thing. So for the next and final step, we're going to go to system configuration. Go to boot, advanced options. Make sure number of processors is on the max it can be. Yours may be 4, yours may be 8, yours may be 16. So I'm going to click 8 on mine and click OK, apply, and then OK, and it's going to ask you to restart. So just make sure you do that as well after you've done this. I'd just like to thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and hope everything has worked well for you and you are improving, your FPS is improving, everything's running nice and smoothly on games and performance in general. So if you would like to leave a like on this video, it will be much appreciated, and subscribing to the channel will be absolutely amazing as well. So thanks guys, and peace.